afternoon. This is Dr. Anamta Rizvi again, and we are going to go ahead with our part 2 of our UGC NET August 2024 paper that we discussed. हम लोगों ने 40 questions कल discuss किए थे, बाकी के rest of the 60 questions let's quickly discuss today. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and begin with our lesson. Okay, so all right. Okay, so I'm Dr. Anamta Rizvi. I did my PhD in English literature. I did my GRF, and now I am here as your educator. You can also get all the updates of my classes on my Telegram channel. That is Anamta Rizvi English Literature. So moving ahead to our okay. So guys, हम लोग ने Study IQ ने अपना course launch किया है 30th August से UGC NET December 2024 जो भी aim कर रहे हैं या जून का टाइम aim कर रहे हैं, please go ahead take this course because यहाँ पे बहुत comprehensive detail तरीके से पढ़ाते हैं. जैसे आप लोग देख रहे हैं, मेरा my style of teaching is very detailed. Even if I will be discussing one question paper, I'll make sure that answers, options, everything is being discussed. Okay, so you can use my code AR Live and get the course on discounted rate, right? Let's go ahead with our lesson. Okay, so 41 question tha. This is August NET UGC NET August 2024 paper part 2. हम लोग ने part 1 किसी को देखना होगा तो 40 questions मैंने कल की वीडियो में किया है. That is 12 September की part 1 है. So we can get all the. Just let me check before that whether I'm audible and visible. Just 1 minute, guys. So what I was saying was कि अगर किसी को part 1 देखना है, please go ahead, watch it. It is there. All right, perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead with this. All right. So Plato viewed poetry as an imitation of reality, self-subsistent entity, distant from reality, manifestation of reality or light as an experience in reality. और इसके correct options क्या हैं? A and C, B and D, D and E and only. So the right answer for this one is A and C. Plato viewed poetry as both an imitation of reality and distant from reality. Okay, so imitation था, copy था, okay, reality था, लेकिन उससे अलग भी था क्योंकि वो copy था, एकदम exact तो नहीं था ना, एक idea था. So imitation of reality in Plato's Republic, he described poetry as a mimesis, meaning imitation of the real world. According to Plato, poets imitate the physical world, which itself is an imperfect reflection of the ultimate forms of ideal realities. Therefore, it is distant from reality. Plato argues that poetry is twice removed from reality since it imitates the physical world. वो copy करता है, वो imitate करता है. This is the reason कि वो है imitation और distant है, exact real world नहीं. Okay, so that is Plato's का question. That was 42nd question was the property of research to replicate the same results using the same technique termed as. आप research कर रहे हैं, okay, and वही forensic experimental scientific research है and बार एक ही experiment को दोहराना है. Okay, so what is that? You are replicating the same result using technique termed as validity, reliability, relevance or coherence. You have to be reliable. आपको reliable होना है कि ठीक है, ये तरीका experiment का बिल्कुल सही जा रहा है, मैं दूसरी बार भी करूँगा तो reliable है कि वही result आएगा, तीसरी बार भी करूँ reliable है वही result आएगा. So reliability is the answer. Guys, can you see research methodology? Direct simple questions आ रहे हैं, not very huge. So ये नहीं कि research methodology कोई बहुत ही ज़्यादा अलग सा unit है. When we will be discussing that research unit, you will get to realize कि बहुत logical answers आ सकते हैं because UGC NET is aiming to look for PhD aspirants. So इस वजह से वो research methodology के questions डालते हैं. So reliability refers to the consistency of a research method or measurement. If the same results can be replicated, technique and condition, the research is considered reliable. Okay, so reliability is the next. You has identify the name of the essayist who made the following assertion. If a man will begin with certainties, he shall end in doubts, but if it will be content to begin with doubts, he shall end in certainties. ये तो again लग रहा है कि कोई research के बारे में बात हो रही है. Very famous, बहुत famous quote है ये, and this is by Francis Bacon. Guys, Francis Bacon से बहुत questions आते हैं, especially उनके sayings ही, क्योंकि बहुत witty, बहुत apt और शॉर्ट सेइंग्स उन्होंने बोली हैं, वेरी पावरफुल. So this quote is attributed to Sir Francis Bacon, philosopher and essayist. He's known for his contribution to the development of scientific. Bacon advocated for a methodical, skeptical approach to knowledge. Okay, so he is saying this is about knowledge, this is about maybe research, that you could say, emphasizing that one should start with doubt and inquiry rather than assuming. यही तो रिसर्च का एक बेसिक एम होता है, राइट? You start with doubt and then you end in assertion, in certainty. पहले certainty से शुरू करोगे तो doubt में end होगा. Okay, so next question we have 44. Friendship's Garland is a sequel to which one of the following works by Matthew Arnold? फ्रेंडशिप गार्लैंड अननोन, थोड़ा सा कम सुना है ये वर्क. हम लोगों ने कल्चर अनार्की, स्टडी ऑफ पोइट्री ज़्यादातर एम्फेसाइज करते हैं, बट यस, विच इज़ द आंसर? कल्चर अनार्की on the study of Celtic literature or literature and dogma, and the correct answer for this is Culture and Anarchy का sequel है. Okay, the Garlands, just a second guys. All right, yes, so Friendship's Garland 1871 by Matthew Arnold is considered a sequel to his earlier work Culture and Anarchy, जो 19 में आया था. आता है फ्रेंडशिप गार्लैंड. कल्चर एंड अनार्की, आर्नल्ड एक्सप्लोर्स द रोल ऑफ कल्चर इन सोसाइटी. जो कल्चर इन सोसाइटी में उसको एक्सप्लोर करता है, कैसे कल्चर बनता है, किस तरीके से कल्चर के जितने भी मोटिव्स होते हैं कैसे वो आते हैं, एंड कंट्रास्टिंग इट विद पॉलिटिकल anarchy and emphasizing the importance of intellectual and moral development. Friendship's Garland continues this critique, offering a satirical commentary on the of English society and culture during Arnold's time. Okay, next you have is Woman in Love is a sequel to which one of the following novels by D.H. Lawrence? Very easy question. ये तो I think everybody must be knowing. Lady Chatterley, The White Peacock, Sons and Lovers, and The Rainbow. And the right answer is Woman in Love is a sequel to The Rainbow. Okay, so The Rainbow, इसमें दो characters हैं, Ursula and Gudrun. ये भी characters important है, आ सकते हैं एग्जाम में, पूछे जा चुके हैं. The Rainbow और D.H. Lawrence बहुत फेवरेट है UGC नेट के साथ पढ़ने के लिए. तो इनके बर्थ ईयर, डेथ ईयर, कौन से नॉवेल्स, क्रोनोलॉजी, इंपॉर्टेंट कैरेक्टर्स, किसका सीक्वल है, क्या प्रीक्वल है. इन्होंने कैंगरू वर्क भी लिखा था, दैट वाज व्हेन ही वाज इन ऑस्ट्रेलिया. सो ऑल दीज वर्क्स आर. Woman in Love 1920 by D.H. Lawrence is a sequel to his earlier work Rainbow जो 1950 में लिखा था. It is about two characters, that is Ursula and Gudrun Bragwin. In Woman in Love, the story continues with Ursula and Gudrun focusing on the relationship and emotional development as well as the complexities of love and human connection. Okay, so next we have is match karna tha list. The language instinct है, reflections of language, a variety of language, common variety of language for people from different cultures. Steven Pinker, Noam Chomsky, Creole, Creolization, and Diglossia. Okay, so ye sare we have to match the following. Guys, language in use, जो unit है, pedagogy and theories of language. This is fairly not a very old unit, लेकिन इसमें जो questions आ रहे हैं, at least 3 से 4 questions आपके पेपर में आ रहे हैं. That means that a majority of at least 10-20% is being dedicated to that. So please, this is a very important, and इसकी theories ही हैं याद करने के लिए. नाम चॉम्स्की हमेशा पूछते हैं. ऑप्शन था A1, B2, C4 and D3. Okay, just a second. So the language instinct, Steven Pinker. The language instinct 1994 is a book by Steven Pinker that argues that humans are born with an innate capacity for language. Reflections on Language, Noam Chomsky tha. Reflection on Language is a book by Noam Chomsky, one of the most influential linguistics. Variety of language serving a specialized function in a multilingual community. And diglossia refers to a situation in which two distinct varieties of language are used in a community, and existence of a common variety of language for people from different cultures. Okay, Creole, Creolization refers to the development of a stable, fully developed language from a mixture of different languages, often in a multilingual community. तो जब बहुत सारी लैंग्वेज मिक्स हो जाती है ना, उसको क्रियोल कहते हैं. 2 से 3 लैंग्वेज जब मिक्स होकर हम बात करते हैं, जैसे फॉर इंस्टेंस कोई मराठी स्पीकर है, हिंदी स्पीकर है, इंग्लिश स्पीकर, ही विल मिक्स दैट लैंग्वेज. पूरी लैंग्वेज मिलके क्या हो जाता है? क्रियोल बन जाता है. ओके, so next you have is in the post modern condition Lyotard announced the eclipse of all grand narratives. The one whose death he above all sought to declare was, तो वो कहता है कि जो ग्रैंड नरेटिव्स होते हैं, जो जैसे कि यूनिवर्स कैसे बना, ओके, एंड ग्रैंड नरेटिव्स में कोई भी जो भी बड़ी बात है जिससे हमारी दुनिया शेप होती है, all right, for instance, the concept of God is a grand narrative, that there is God and we are there. So that is what is Lyotard saying, that that he announced the eclipse of all grand narrative. Eclipse मतलब कोई चीज को बंद करना, कोई चीज पे shadow आ जाना. Okay, so eclipse of all grand narratives, the one whose death he above all sought to declare was Hegelian spirit, Christian redemption, Keynesian equilibrium and classical socialism. Guys, जो भी यहाँ पे, let me tell you, August 2024 का paper again I'm saying was not difficult, because ऐसा नहीं कि कोई भी unexpected writer पूछा है. Lyotard very important for postmodernism, and this is the postmodernism that we are living in this time. So postmodernism के सारे critics important है. It will again come in your exam, I can tell you for sure. So the answer is Hegelian spirit. In the postmodern condition, Jean Francis Lyotard critiques as the end or eclipse of grand narrative. Okay, overarching stories or ideologies that claim to explain and legitimize knowledge, history and human progress. तो जितना भी ग्रैंड नरेटिव्स थे जो बताते थे कि ह्यूमन प्रोग्रेस कैसे हुआ, ह्यूमंस कहाँ से आए, he is saying that it's all ending. Among these, Lyotard specifically targeted the Hegelian spirit, which is based on Hegel's dialectic progression of history towards an ultimate realization of human reason. तो एक हेजीलियन स्पिरिट एक कॉन्सेप्ट था, उसको बोला कि दैट इज एंडिंग, अब वो नहीं है. So Lyotard argued that postmodernism is characterized by skepticism towards its totalizing narratives. Okay, अब उनको शक की निगाह से देखा जाता है. Next you have is 48 hypothesis. Again, research methodology से question है, hypothesis made during or after the research work is over, and it is known as inductive hypothesis, deductive hypothesis, null hypothesis और internal hypothesis. आपने रिसर्च के एक हाइपोथेसिस बनाया, हाइपोथेसिस, तो उसका क्या, जब उसका एंड रिजल्ट आया तो क्या हुआ, दैट इज कॉल्ड इंडक्टिव हाइपोथेसिस. Inductive hypothesis one that is formulated during or after the research work. एक बार खत्म हो गए तब हाइपोथेसिस आपने बनाए. इंडक्टिव, okay, based on the observations and patterns that emerge from the data collected. You have made the hypothesis once your research is over. It works from specific observations to broader generalizations and theories. This contrasts with deductive hypothesis क्या होता है, which is made पहले, रिसर्च से पहले जब आप हाइपोथेसिस बना लेते कि ये मेरा अजम्पशन है, ये मेरा हाइपोथेसिस है, अब इसका रिजल्ट ये निकलेगा, और देन यू सी दैट व्हाट यू आर मेकिंग existent theory and then tested through observation. So deductive hypothesis formed before the research, and null hypothesis is a specific type of hypothesis used in statistical testing. Okay, so these are the hypothesis is also something that comes in exam. Okay, match the list. ऑथेलो नोबेल प्राइज ईयर दिया गया है, वोल्सवेन का 90 नोबेल प्राइज ईयर दिया गया है और ऑथर के नाम दिए हैं. वोल्सवेन का नादिन गॉडेमर, डेरिक वॉल्को, जेएम कोटजी. अगेन जिसने पढ़ाई किया है नोबेल प्राइज विनर्स के नाम तो कोई नहीं छोड़ेगा, अभी भी मत छोड़ना. एंड इसके आंसर क्या है, 91, 93, 2003, 86, एंड द करेक्ट आंसर फॉर दिस इज वोल्सवेन का, दिस इज सी, दैट इज A4, B1, C2 एंड D3. वोल्सवेन का 1986. Volkswagen won the Nobel Prize in 1988, becoming the first African laureate. Nadine Gordimer, 1991. Nadine Gordimer, South African writer, was awarded the Nobel Prize in 1991. Derek Walcott, 92, a poet from St. Lucia, and he was 92, and J.M. Coetzee. D is J.M. Coetzee, 2003, a South African writer, and he won in 2003. All right. Nobel Prize, without saying Pulitzer Prizes, Nobel Prize, Whitbread Prize, all are important. These have to be, एक बार रोज एक आदत डाल लोगे ना पढ़ने की. Once you just make a list of the Nobel Prize winners, and every day before going to bed, just have a look at all those Nobel Prize. अपने आप दिमाग में बैठ जाएगा. Make it a habit, okay? Who among the following American writers was the first Black American to become the U.S. Poet Laureate and Consultation in Poetry at the Library of Congress? A very high position. Poet Laureate means you are the poet of US. Kyra Davis, Marinana Amadokwa, Rita Francis Dove, or Lucille Clifton. And it was female, that is Rita Francis Dove. Rita Francis Dove became the first Black American to serve as the US Poet Laureate and consultation poetry at the Library of Congress from 93 to 95. She's a renowned poet and author who has won numerous awards, including the Pulitzer Prize for Poetry 1987. Next you have is in his work, The Dialogic Imagination, Mikhail Bakhtin, okay? Mikhail Bakhtin, Francis Lyotard, Lacan, all these theories, अभी मैं पूरा एक YouTube पे lesson लाऊंगी where I'm discussing all the important theories, are very must attend there. Very soon it will be next week. So in the dialogic imagination से I don't think कि ऐसा कोई साल है dialogic imagination से, यार every second year question जरूर आता है. Dialogic imagination, Mikhail Bakhtin develops theory of polyphony, postulates that language is imaginary, postulates that language evolves dynamically, and argues that language gets affected by the culture that produces as it helps to shape the culture, develops theory of imaginative language. And these are the options, and the right answer is A, C, D. That is, option B was the right answer. In the dialogic imagination, Mikhail Bakhtin develops the following concepts, develops the theory of polyphony. Bakhtin introduces the idea of polyphony literary works where multiple voices, बहुत सारी voices, बहुत सारे characters जब बात करते हैं, perspectives and ideologies coexist and interact without being subsumed by a single dominant perspective. कभी कभी हमें लगता है ना कि जैसे कोई भी बुक ले लो और उसमें कितने कैरेक्टर्स फर्स्ट पर्सन नरेटिव नहीं है, बस कैरेक्टर्स आपस में बात कर रहे हैं, यू नो, सो इट इज यू नो a lot of perspectives we get to know. कोई कैरेक्टर कुछ कह रहा है किसी बारे में, मे बी दे आर टॉकिंग अबाउट पार्टीशन और फ्रीडम ऑफ इंडिया, and somebody saying something, that's polyphony. Many characters speaking and giving their perspective. Postulates that language evolves dynamically. वो कहता है language dynamically evolve करता है. Bakhtin emphasizes the dynamic nature of language, arguing that language is not static but constantly evolving, constantly developing. Yes, it is every year. Today, the English language is so different from it was 10 years back. Gen Z and Gen Y and God knows so many generations have come and they have added such vocabulary, right? So argues, third D was argue that language is affected by the culture that produces it and helps to shape that culture. Okay, culture, a very hand in hand of language. So these are the points that Bakhtin talks about. Bakhtin का कोई भी ऐसा text नहीं important नहीं, a very important writer. He will come in the next exam also, I can definitely tell you, because he's asked every. Next is, which among the following is said to be the first fiction magazine created by Hugo Gernsback? First fiction magazine, Time and the Converse, henceforth, New Words and Amazing Stories. I think this was the first science fiction, right? For science fiction magazine tha. And Amazing Stories was created by Hugo Gernsback in 1926. It's considered the first magazine dedicated to science fiction, Amazing Stories. It played a significant role in popularizing the genre and helped establish science fiction as a distinct literary form. Arrange the following plays by Shakespeare in order of the production publication. Year नहीं पूछा है, बस publication production पूछा है कब हुआ था, year हमें भी नहीं पता है, लेकिन this is how it was. 12th Night, The Taming of the Shrew, Much Ado About Nothing, Romeo and Juliet, and Winter's Tale. Winter's Tale, so we all know that it was always the end. Next you have is the order of Shakespeare plays are The Taming of the Shrew, early 1590s में आया है. Romeo and Juliet 1595, 1596 में आया है. Much Ado About Nothing 1598, 99 में आया है. The 12th Night 1602 and The Winter's Tale was the last 1610 and 1611. It was one of the last plays. Okay, just a second, guys. Okay, just a second. Yes, so this was the order of your Shakespeare's plays. Then match the list with this to heteroglossia, homosociality, mathnavi and morology. और ये list एक है, and the second list is this deliberate foolishness, nonsense effect, diversity of language use, epics, same-sex relationships are not necessarily sexual, and long narrative epic or heroic poem in rhyming couplets. These are the options. Which one was the right one? Okay, so just a second. Yes. All right. So going ahead with this, and the right answer for this is heteroglossia, diversity of languages that was used in epics. Heteroglossia is a term again coined by Mikhail Bakhtin. I'm telling you, Mikhail Bakhtin comes many times. Refers to the coexistence of multiple varieties of language within a single text, often seen in epics. Homosociality, same-sex relationships are not necessarily sexuals, and this refers to close non-sexual relationships of the same sex. Mathnavi, it's a long narrative epic or heroic poem in rhyming couplets. It's a form of Persian poetry, and morology is a deliberate foolishness, a nonsense for effect. Morology refers to the use of foolish or nonsensical language, often for comedic or satirical purpose. That's morology. Okay, moron से बना है. Moron कौन होता है? Somebody who's foolish. Are you a moron? So morology. Okay. Next you have is, okay, again, guys, just for my new students join me right now, guys, we have come with a very comprehensive batch. You can avail this course at 7499. बहुत comprehensive, जैसे आप देख सकते हैं कि मैं कितने comprehensive answers लेती हूँ, उसी तरीके से all my lessons are like that. Very interesting. So go ahead, get discounts. You can use my code AR Live, that is Anamta Rizvi Live, and get this code with discounted rates. Okay, coming to the 50th question. Chronologically arrange the following in order of their publication. Guys, अभी इनफैक्ट मैंने विलियम कैक्सटन पे भी वीडियो किया है. इस पेपर में फर्स्ट बहुत पूछा गया है. फर्स्ट पब्लिकेशन क्या था, फर्स्ट इंग्लिश इंडियन इंग्लिश नॉवल कौन सी थी, फर्स्ट दिस एंड दैट. सो फर्स्ट बहुत पूछा गया है इसमें से, तो फर्स्ट और एंड दोनों जरूरी होता है. दिस इज द रीजन आई ऑलवेज टॉक अबाउट ओपनिंग लाइन एंड एंडिंग लाइन ऑल्सो. ये क्वेश्चन भी बहुत आता है. So let us look at this. Caxton printed Mallory's Maud, the author, establisher of Caxton Press. Gutenberg printed Bible in Main, Germany. Caxton his first book printed, and first translation of the Bible into English by John Wycliffe. Choose the correct option. And I did a 1-minute video on this, and it came in the exam. So here it is. PCDBA is the right option. सबसे पहले first translation of the Christian Bible into English Bible was by John Wycliffe. That was 1380s में, 1383 somewhere I think. And John Wycliffe का translation of the Bible into English occurred in the late 14th century. Gutenberg printed the Bible in Mainz, Germany में सबसे पहले printing press आई थी, by the way, let me tell you. The Gutenberg Bible was the first major printed a book printed using movable type by Johannes Gutenberg. William Caxton ये technology Germany से England लाए थे, right? So Caxton History of Troy first book printed in English. History of Troy भी Germany में publish हुई थी 73-74 में. उसके बाद Caxton brought it. Then Caxton 1476 में he got the printing press, and जब England में आई थी तो Mallory's Maud, the author, was one of the first book. Canterbury Tales, Maud the author, Aesop Fables, ये सब वर्क से सबसे पहले पब्लिश हुए थे इंग्लिश में on English soil, okay, in England. Next you have is the salient tendencies of Hellenistic philosophy are cynicism, Epicureanism, Stoicism, Surrealism, Expressionism, and ABD. What is the right answer? And the right answer is A, B, and C only. Hellenistic philosophy is categorized by several schools of thought that developed after the death of Alexander the Great. The main philosophical tendencies during this period was cynicism, advocated for a simple life, free from societal convention and materialism. Epicureanism, focused on achieving happiness, the pursuit of pleasure, understood as the absence of pain, and avoidance of fear, particularly fear of the gods and death, that is Epicureanism. And Stoicism, emphasizing on virtue, on reason, and living in harmony with nature while accepting faith with equanimity. Okay, so these were the points. Which one of the following plays by Henrik Ibsen described it as an open sewer? कौन सा प्ले ओपन सीवर की तरह डिस्क्राइब करता है? डॉल हाउस एंड एनिमी ऑफ द पीपल, घोस्ट एंड द वाइल्ड डक. ओके, सो हेनरिक इब्सन. नेक्स्ट यू हैव इज, इनफैक्ट हेनरिक इब्सन का डॉल हाउस भी बहुत पूछा जाता है, बहुत पूछा जाता है. इट्स बिन कमिंग सिंस many years. We will see when we will be discussing other examples कि जरूर आता है. So Henrik Ibsen is also important, guys. Ghost. Henrik Ibsen का play Ghost was described as an open sewer by critics due to its controversial theme. Ghost जो play था वो controversial theme पे था, which included hereditary illness, incest, and societal hypocrisy. Okay, so the answer for this question is host. Next you have is, okay, you have to match the list with list 11, post-colonial term and coined and employed by othering, ecological imperialism, colonial desire, and third space. Okay, and we all know third space. अगर एक भी पता है third space होमी भाभा का है, तो यू नो अगर एक भी पता है इन क्वेश्चन में बड़ा अच्छा होता है कि एक भी पता होता है तो होता है कि हाँ प्रोबेबिलिटी कि सही हो जाएगा. So what are the terms? The term so by Robert Young, coined by Gayatri Spivak, by Alfred W. Crosby, or by Homi K. Bhabha. And the right options, let us look at the right options. And they are A2, B3, C1, D4, othering coined by Gayatri Spivak, ecological imperialism coined by Alfred W. Crosby, okay, colonial desire term by Robert Young, and third space coined by Homi K. Bhabha. Guys, Gayatri Spivak, Homi K. Bhabha, Gauri Vishwanathan, and Tabish Khair, and all these authors, Partha Chatterjee, all these are literary Indian literary critics. Very important because now, as I tell you, UGC is looking for PhD aspirants. Okay, this is the reason that they take exam, and they want most of the university, which I feel they are into Indian writing in English. इस वजह से उसको ज़्यादा बढ़ावा मिलता है, उसके पे questions पूछे जाते हैं, critics पे question पूछे जाते हैं. So please, as much as we do cultural study, literary theory, do not at all let go Indian English critics. And if you want a video on that, please let me know. I will be making one video. So I was thinking that should I make on Indian English critics? Okay. Next I have, which text is considered to be the first book of poetry that is published by Aboriginal author, Australian Aboriginal author. यहाँ पे ऑस्ट्रेलिया नहीं लिखा है, but it is Australian Aboriginal author. Tracy Moffat's Night Cries, A Rural Tragedy. David Onepon's Native Legends. Udegru Nunkal's We Are Going, and Doris Pilkington Garimara's Caprice, A Stockman's Daughter. Australian Aboriginal writers, another favorite topic. Very important. Okay, this is also, ऐसा नहीं कि ये दोबारा नहीं आ सकता है, आ सकते हैं. And the right answer is Udgero Nunkal's We Are Going. And Udgero Nunukal, formerly she was named as Kath Walker, but then she took her Aboriginal name and was an Australian Aboriginal poet and political activist. Section We Are Going is considered the first book of poetry published by an Aboriginal author in Australia. So this groundbreaking work addresses the struggles of indigenous जो ऑस्ट्रेलिया के natives थे उनके बारे में, and colonization, culture and identity. Next you have is, okay, you have to match the list. Delinquent Chacha, Rohinton Mystery, Tales from Firozabad, Ved Prakash Mehta, Beethoven Among the Cows, Geeta Hariharan, and A Thousand Faces of Nine, Rukun Advani. All Indian English. Again, you can see kitne questions are in the English writers. So Delinquent Chacha likha hai Ved Prakash Mehta ne. Delinquent Chacha was by Ved Prakash Mehta. Tales from Firozabad is by Rohinton Mistry. Beethoven Among the Cows is by Rukun Advani, and A Thousand Faces of Night, that is by Geeta Hariharan. Okay, Firoz Shah, Tales from Firozabad, Rohinton Mistry has also been asked quite many. Which one of the following statement about Booker Prize is not correct? Booker Prize, a prestigious British award given annually to a full-length novel. Eligible writers shall belong to the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth countries. It was established in 1960 by Booker Macdonald multinational company, and it was established to provide counterpart to the Prix Goncourt in France. इसमें से कौन सा statement सही है Booker Prize के बारे में? And the right answer is eligible writers shall belong to the United Kingdom, the Commonwealth. The explanation is this: while the Booker Prize was originally open to authors from the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth countries, this rule was changed in 2014. So this is the wrong one. और सब सही है. This is the wrong one. In 2000, to include any novel written in English and published in regardless of the author's nationality. This expanded eligibility authors from around the world. The other statements all are correct. This is wrong. 2014 में rule बदल दिया गया था. The Booker Prize is a prestigious award for full-length novels. It was established in 1968 by Macdonald and was to provide an English counterpart to the Prix Goncourt in France. Okay, so this was the all right. Next we have another 62, the Latin epic Aeneid by Virgil. बहुत सुनते हैं इसके बारे में. और एनीड बाय वर्जिल किसने ट्रांसलेट किया था? हेनरी हावर्ड, कल हम लोगों ने पेड क्लास में पढ़ा था इसके बारे में, राइट, अर्ल ऑफ सरे ने। तो ये है इनकॉर्पोरेट्स various legends of Aeneas and makes him the founder of Roman greatness, relates the story of the legendary founding of Rome, relates the story of the legendary founding of Lavinium, recounts the story of Aeneas' journey in the first 6 books of the epic, and the books are patterned after Homer's Odyssey, recounts the story of Aeneas' journey in the last 6 books, and these 6 books are patterned after Homer's Odyssey. इनमें से makes him what the Latin epic by Virgil. इसमें से कौन सा सही है? Okay, we have to choose the correct answer from the options given below, and the answer is C and D only. Incorporates various legends of Aeneas and makes him the founder of Roman Greece. This is correct. Relates the story of the legendary founding of Lavinium. This is also correct, and it recounts the story of Aeneas' journey in the first 6 books, and these 6 books are patterned after Homer's Odyssey. This is also correct. B and E are incorrect options. Virgil, Aeneid, Homer's का Odyssey and Gilgamesh, जितने भी epics हैं, Beowulf, जितने भी epics हैं, they need to be known. Okay, that's a very, very must thing. Then you have is, who made the following statements in defense of Santarasa? The right rasas are like 8 gods and the sun is like the highest and Shiva. Bharat, Anandavardhan, Dandin or Abhinav Gupta. Again, a question from Natya Shastra. Okay, Indian English writing. Okay, so this is what Abhinav Gupta, a prominent Indian philosopher, aesthetician and scholar. So जितने भी philosophers हैं, especially Natya Shastra, one question is definite from Natya Shastra. Means you know that you can get 2 marks if you study Natya Shastra. Okay, so Abhinav Gupta, prominent Indian philosopher, scholar, made the statement of Santarasa. He argued that Santarasa, the aesthetic experience of tranquility or peace, is the highest rasa, likening it to Shiva, who is the highest deity in the Hindu pantheon. Okay, so just a second, guys. 1 minute, please. Okay, so going ahead, match the list with the list part 2, and that is International Year of the World's Indigenous People, 1998. Australian Parliament formally apologized to the generation, part 2, 1993. Formal end of white Australian policy, 1973. And the first National Sorry Day, 2008. इसमें से you have to match all these events. What it is, the answer is International Year of the World's Indigenous People is 1993. Okay, Australian Parliament formally apologized to the stolen generation, and this was 2008. Formal end of white Australian policy, 1973, and the first National Sorry Day is 1998. Okay, so this is a very unusual question that came, that yes, you can see. Chai Poche is a screen adaptation of which one of the following novels by Chetan Bhagat? I'm sure everybody knows this. Sushant Singh Rajput was the one who acted, and that is The 3 Mistakes of My Life, right? If yes. Okay. We know all this movie. Next, we are coming to the term abstract poem. जो abstract poem word है, ये किसने coin किया था? It was coined by Edith Sitwell, refers to a poem in which words are chosen for their oral quality, refers to a poem in which works are chosen for image and symbolism, and it was coined by W.H. Auden. Refers to a poem in which words are not specifically used for the sense or meaning, and choose the correct answer. So the correct answer for this one is A, B, and E. Yes, it was coined by Edith Sitwell. He is credited with coining the term abstract poem. Refers to a poem in which words are chosen. Words को choose किया जाता है for the oral quality. In abstract poetry, words are often chosen for their sound and musical quality rather than for their meaning. And this refers to a poem in which words are not specifically used for their sense and meaning. Okay. Next you have is match the list with list 2. Night of the Scorpion, unfinished poem. The Looking Glass to a Friend Far, Kamla Das, A.K. Ramarajan, Eunice D'Souza, Nissa Musical. Indian writing in English, again a question. You can see at least 7 to 8 questions are from Indian writing, or maybe more. Okay, so the right answer for this is, explanation is, Night of the Scorpion is Ramanujan, unfinished poem is Nissa Musical, The Looking Glass is Kamla Das, and to a friend far away is Eunice D'Souza. There are at least 13 to 14 Indian English poets जो आपके फिंगर टिप्स पे होने चाहिए. उनके वर्क्स क्या हैं, उनके एंथोलॉजीज क्या हैं, उनके वर्स वॉल्यूम्स क्या हैं. Very important. Okay, so next you have is in Long Revolution, Raymond Williams conducted a long range study of 350 canonical writers drawn from the Oxford Introduction to Literature for the period. कौन सा पीरियड था वो जहाँ पे रेमंड विलियम्स ने लॉन्ग रेवोल्यूशन में पढ़ा है इन राइटर्स 1789 to 1950, 1764 to 1939, 1450 to 1914, or 1470 to 1920? And the answer is 1789 to 1950. In the Long Revolution, Raymond Williams conducted a long range of 350 canonical writers, and that is from 1789. मतलब जब फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन शुरुआत हुई उसकी रोमांटिक पीरियड से लेकर मॉडर्न पीरियड तक, आफ्टर द सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वॉर, तब तक रेमंड विलियम्स ने वर्क लिया था लॉन्ग रेवोल्यूशन में. Which of the following is not a Dalit narrative written by Perumal Murugan? Which is not a Dalit narrative? Tirukkural, The Book of Desire, Punachi, One Part Woman and Pyre. A question here again Indian literature पे. Okay, Dalit writings, a topic that is very very prevalent today and very important right now. Okay, next you have is Tirukkural, The Book of Desires. The Book of Desires is not a work that is written by Perumal Murugan. It is an ancient Tamil text and it is attributed to the poet philosopher Thiruvalluvar. Okay, guys, yeah, I can understand that this is a difficult question, not an easy one, because yes, Tamil, jitna bhi literature hai, we should know. And but you know, at least some of the canonical writers of all, at least Tamil, Malayalam, you know, Marathi, इन सब के Bengali, इन सब के जो important languages हैं, and तो इनके जो famous authors हैं, उनका जानना बहुत ज़रूरी है as literature students. And now we have to match list 1 with list 2. Critique of judgment, the phenomenology of spirit, group psychology, and the analysis of the ego, and the role of the universality in speech. And the right answers: Martin Heidegger, Sigmund Freud, Immanuel Kant, or G.W.F. Hegel. And the right answer for this is Critique of Judgment by Immanuel Kant. The Phenomenology of Spirit is G.W.F. Hegel. Group Psychology and the Analysis of the Ego is Sigmund Freud. And the role of the universality in the new read is Martin Heidegger. Okay. Next you have is who among the following were not associated with Kit Kat Club? George Etheridge, Richard Steele, Samuel Johnson, William Congreve, Joseph Addison, or ye options who were not associated. Okay. And the right answer is the Kit Kat Club, A and C. Okay, so Kit Kat Club was a famous political literary club in the late 17th and 18th century. Key members were Richard Steele, William Congreve, and Joseph Addison. Okay, George Etheridge and Samuel Johnson were not a part of the Kit Kat Club. Next you have, okay, again guys, my course, you can use and avail discount. Okay, second 72 question you have is catastrophe, epitasis, protasis, or catasis. Okay, ये सारे options हैं. The introductory part of play or narrative poem, the final action that completes unraveling of the part in a play, the dramatic complication that immediately the climax of the play, and the part of the play that develops the main action that lends to the catastrophe. So what is the right answer? And that is catastrophe, the final action that completes the unraveling of the plot in a play. Epitasis, the part of the play that develops the main action and that leads to the catastrophe. Protasis, the introductory part of the play or narrative poem. And catastasis, the dramatic complication that immediately precedes. Guys, ये language है, ये you can say parlance है for drama, dramatics का basically. And as we study drama, we need to get into the complexities of it. Uski language kya hai, you know, the action, the catastrophe, everything needs to be known. So this is also a relevant question, very valid. The term collective unconsciousness. Consciousness to pata hai hame, but what is collective unconsciousness? It was introduced by Sigmund Freud or it was introduced by Carl Jung. Contains archetypes of universal primordial images and ideas, contains stereotypes and individual experiences, and it is used to describe the unconscious common to humanity as a whole. Which of them are the correct answers? And the right answer is, it was introduced by Carl Jung. The term collective unconsciousness was by Carl Jung, not by Sigmund Freud. It contains archetypes or universal primordial ideas and images, and it is used to describe the unconscious common to humanity as a whole that originates in the inherited structures of the brain. जैसे कलेक्टिव कॉन्शियसनेस होता है वैसे ही कलेक्टिव अनकॉन्शियसनेस होता है, coined by Carl Jung. Okay, arrange the following novels by Chinua Achebe in order of their publication: Man of the People, Things Fall Apart, Arrow of God, Antihills, No Longer Is. I think ये question तो कितना repeat हुआ है. Again a repeated question. All right. So Chinua Achebe के works, Wolfswenka के works और important. So Things Fall Apart 1958 में आया, No Longer at Ease 1960, Arrow of God 1964, Man of the People 1960, and Anthills of the Savannah is 1986. Chinua Achebe, Wolfswenka, Franz Fanon, very important all African writers, arrange the following plates in order of their publication: Death of a Salesman by Arthur Miller, The Glass Menagerie by Tennessee Williams, Who is Afraid of Virginia Woolf by Edward Albee, The Iceman Comet by Eugene O'Neill, or 12 Angry Men by Reginald Rose. All are post 1945, Second World War के बाद जो ड्रामा लिखा गया सारे उसी के हैं. तो Iceman Comet by Eugene O'Neill 1939, first performed 1946 में. The Glass Menagerie is 1944, Death of a Salesman is 1949, 12 Angry Men is 1954, and Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf is 1902. All modern drama plays. Chronologically arrange the fictional writings of R. K. Narayan in order of the publication. ना chronology आ रही है, right? Chronology बहुत पूछी गई है इस बार. सारे questions chronology पे से, मतलब at least 50 to 60% questions are on chronology if they're talking about authors. Okay, so the vendor of sweets, the bachelor of arts, the English teacher, the guide, and the financial expert. But what is the chronology? So the next answer is, just a second, guys, 1 minute, please. Sorry for the interruption. Yes. Yes. So here is a chronological order of R. K. Narayan's fictional work, and that is The Bachelor of Arts 1937, The English Teacher 1945, The Financial Expert 19. So what is the right answer for this? The right answer is, okay, yes, this is the right answer. तो सबसे पहला आया The Bachelor of Arts 1937, फिर आया English Teacher 45 में, Financial Expert आया 52 में, The Guide 58 में, and The Vendor of Sweets in 1967. Okay, that's very important chronology. इसी तरह से आर के नारायण, मुल्क राज आनंद एंड राजा राव, इन तीनों के chronology आपको रटना है. Next time it can be Raja Rao that can be asked, or Matthew, or sorry, Mulk Raj Anand that can be asked. Okay. Next you have is arrange the following Black American writers chronologically: Maya Angelou, Toni Morrison, Alice Walker, Langston Hughes, James Baldwin. Again chronologically according to their birth year. Okay. So what it is, let us see. लैंगस्टन ह्यूज बॉर्न हुए थे 1902 में, सबसे बड़े ये हैं. जेम्स बैल्डविन 1924 में, माया एंजल 1928 में, टोनी मॉरिसन 1931 में, एलिस वॉकर 1944 में. अभी इंडियन राइटर्स की क्रोनोलॉजी भी पूछी गई थी. सो कैन यू सी that how important chronology is. Very a lot of emphasis on chronology. From which book of John Milton poem Paradise Lost the epigraph of Mary Shelley's novel Frankenstein taken when Adam asked God? Adam पूछता है, मैंने बोला है जब मैं Paradise Lost पढ़ाती कि book 10 बहुत powerful है. And Adam कहता है God से, did I request thee, maker from my clay, to mold me man? Did I solicit thee from darkness to promote me? Who says this? And the one who says this is Adam, and this is explanation book 10 से लिया गया है, and this is the epigraph of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein's novel. Guys, जितने भी कोई भी जैसे कि साउंड एंड फ्यूरी कौन से शेक्सपियर के प्ले का कहाँ से लिया गया है, these little things, कोई भी कैनोनिकल वर्क से कोई भी लाइन लेते हैं एपिग्राफ के लिए, प्रोलॉग के लिए, टाइटल के लिए, these are a must read. Okay. Next you have is place the following works in ascending order of the publication: Diamond Dust by Anita Desai, again chronology, right? Peace Giver by Mahashweta Devi, Death and King's Horseman by Wolfswenka, Dream on Monkey Mountain by Derek Walcott, and Exile and the Kingdom by Albert Camus. Okay, so we have Indian authors here as well as other world authors here. And the right answer is Exile and the Kingdom is by Albert Camus, 1957. Dream on Monkey is by on Dream on Monkey Mountain is by Derek Walcott, 1967. Death and the King's Horseman by Volkswagen, 1975. Rest Giver by Mahashweta Devi, published in 1977, and Diamond Dust by Anita Desai in 2000, in the year 2000, and that is Mahashweta Devi, right? Next you have is just a second, guys. Yeah. So then you have next question is this. Akka Mashi, The Outcast, is an autobiography of which one of the following Dalit writers? Second question on Dalit writers, okay? Anna Bhausathe, Charan Kumar Limbe, Anand Teltumbe, or Baby Kamble. Who was the one who wrote this? And the right answer is Charan Kumar Limbale. Akkar Mashi is the autobiography of Charan Kumar Limbale, a prominent Dalit writer. Okay, so Dalit writer pe second question hai. I missed this one. In anyway, let's come to 82nd question. Term social fact and collective consciousness in the context of language were used by France. अभी हम लोग collective unconsciousness पढ़ा है लाका का. अब this is collective consciousness in the context of language. किसका था? Franz Boas, Bloomfield, Emile Durkheim, Noam Chomsky or Saussure. And the right answer for this is Emile Durkheim introduced the concept of social fact and collective consciousness. Okay, Ferdinand Saussure, a foundational figure in modern linguistics, also contributed to the understanding of language as a social system, which ties to the concept of collective consciousness. Okay, so Ferdinand de Saussure and Emile Durkheim were the right answers. Next, you have chronologically arranged the fictional writings of Margaret Atwood, Edible Woman, The Handmaid's Tale, The Blind Assassin, Lady Oracle, The Robber's Bride. It is nothing but chronology this time, right? So see, choose the correct answers from here, and the right answer is Edible Woman 1969, Lady Oracle 1976, The Handmaid's Tale 1985, The Robber Bride 1993, and The Blind Assassin is 2000. Okay, so these were the right answer, this is right chronology. 84th question, 3 satirical stories by W.M. Thackeray portraying unhappy marriage and exploitation of one partner by the other. William Makepeace Thackeray का कौन सा ऐसा work है? And the answer is Men's Wife, Wife's Husband, Wife and Husband, or Wife Without a Husband. And the correct answer is Men's Wife. Men's Wives is a collection of 3 satirical stories by W.M. Thackeray focusing on the themes of unhappy marriages and the exploitation of one partner by the other. Thackeray was known for his keen social commentary, okay, and his criticism. Then you have, which one of the following English novel received Sahitya Academy Award for the year 2023? As much as Nobel Prize winners are important, equal importance to be given to Sahitya Academy Award, because that is our Indian Pulitzer Prize. You can say with that, it goes parallel with that, okay? So Rakim in Raga Janaki by Neelam Sarangor, All the Lives He Never Lived by Anuradha Roy, The Blind Lady Descendants by Ani Salim, or Chronicles of Corpse Bearer by Cyrus Mistry. Which one of the following was the right answer? And that is the English novel that received the Sahitya is Rakim in Raga Janaki by Neelam Sarangor. Okay, this is 2023 winner. Then you have again chronology you have, right? Chronologically arrange the Anglo-Indian writers in order of their birth. Okay, that's Sarojini Naidu, Michael Madhusudan Dutt, Manmohan Ghosh, Henry Derozio, Toru Dutt. We all know that, okay, let's go to the answer. First is your Henry Derozio. He is known as the first Indian English poet. Now you see first कितना पूछा है. First आपको बंकिम चंद्र चैटर की राजमोहन भाई पूछा गया था 1864 में, फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन था. इसमें इनडायरेक्ट में पूछ लिया गया कि फर्स्ट इंडियन इंग्लिश पोएट कौन था. दिस इज द इनडायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन, दैट वाज हेनरी डेरोजियो. So Henry Derozio, Michael Madhusudan Dutt was 1824, he was 1809, Toru Dutt 1856, Manmohan Ghosh 1869 and Sarojini Naidu 1879. Okay, this is the right answer. Next, you have sequence the following work by Dostoevsky in the order of the publication. Notes from Underground, Crime and Punishment, The Idiot, The Brothers Karamazov, and Poor Folk. Okay, and the right answer is Poor Folk is 1846, Notes from Underground is 1864, Crime and Punishment is 18, and The Idiot is 1869, and The Brothers Karamazov is 1880. Okay, and the right answer was that. Okay, so guys, Dostoevsky, Russian writers में अगर किसी को पढ़ना है, टाइम तो खैर ऐसा कोई और नहीं होना चाहिए कि टाइम नहीं तो पढ़ा नहीं, बट इफ़ यू नीड टू लर्न अबाउट रशियन राइटर दस्तयेव्स्की के सारे वर्क्स आप समरी पढ़िए, उनको देखिए, उनके ईयर पढ़िए, क्रोनोलॉजी पढ़िए, बिकॉज दस्तयेव्स्की इज़ वेरी मच आर्ट इन रशियन लिटरेचर. Okay, so you have to match with this ability narrative and writer. A Room Called Earth, Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, A Time to Dance, or Almond, and the works are Win Pyong Son, Padma Venkaraman, Madeline Ryan, or Gabriel Zevin. And the right answer for this is A Room Called Earth, Padma Venkaraman ne likha hai. Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow is Madeline Ryan. A Time to Dance, One Pyong Song, and Almond, a novel, Gabriel Zevin. Guys, disability studies बहुत rapidly इसकी popularity बढ़ रही है. A lot of people are writing on this, research is happening. So yes, again, a very relevant topic for the exam to be asked. Next you have, okay, so I think वो मैंने miss कर दिया. तो 89 का question था कि plan of novel किसने लिखा है, and that is E.M. Foster ने ये novel लिखा था. Okay, then you have I missed this. अच्छा, again मैंने I think I missed writing the question, मैंने आंसर लिख दिया. तो जो 90th क्वेश्चन था वो कौन सा था? एरिस्टियस का ऑर्लैंडो फुरू से 1516 में आया है. मैकियावेल का द प्रिंस 1532 में आया है. थॉमस मोर का यूटोपिया 1516 में आया है. मार्टिन ल्यूथर का किंग 95 थीसिस एट विटनबर्ग 1517 में आया है. एंड द फर्स्ट बुक ऑफ कॉमन प्रेयर बाय थॉमस क्रैमर 1549. So the correct order is A, C, D, E, D. This was 89th question, and okay, so this was, yeah. Now we are coming to, that was the 90th question. अब इसमें read the following passage and answer the question that follow था. So I'm sure that you all the students who have attempted, ये passage है. Anybody wants to take a screenshot, आप screenshot ले सकते हैं, because now I will be discussing the answers quickly. I will just be talking about the answers. Identify the mood of the poem, and the right answer of the passage was somber. What does the phrase red signal send out signify? And they signified distress and desperation of speaker. The phrase oceanic eyes and absent eyes are the examples of parallelism. This was the right answer. What is the central theme of the poem? That is love and longing. And identify the type of imagery used in the poem, natural imagery. Guys, मैंने how to analyze a poem पे एक video किया है. I've given you 13 steps to analyze a poem. I've explained it very बहुत ही simple language में explain किया है. Please go ahead, see that video, very useful for your upcoming exam. Okay, so these were the answers, and the last set you had was you had to read a passage and answer the questions. It was like a reading comprehension. So what helped in eliminating suspicion? The right answer was discussion and knowledge. 97th was which among the following is true in the context of the given paragraph, and the right answer was option C, suspicion kills the lair of human spirit. 98 was what does the word guarded signify, and that is to keep under control. And question number 99 was what tone does the passage predominantly convey, detached and reflective, and what is the primary theme of the paragraph, and that is perspectivizing and suspicion. So guys, this was August 2024 paper. In the comment section आपको एक feedback form मिलेगा, and I want you to tell me that what videos, what are you looking for classes, किस तरह की preparation चाहिए आपको, anything that you want for yourself, please let us know what, in which areas you need help. Okay, or कुछ भी, if you want to comment on anything, please go ahead, write, and we are there. And if you are aiming for GRF NET 2024, then this is the lesson plan for you. मेरी डिटेल पढ़ाई होती है, चाहे पेड कोर्सेज हो, यूट्यूब पे हो. सो माई मोर लेसन्स आर कमिंग, कीप वॉचिंग. एंड इफ यू वांट टू अवेल द कोर्स, ओके, सो अगर ये कोर्स अवेल करना है, यू कैन यूज माई कोड AR Live. 7499 का कोर्स है ये. पेपर 1 पेपर 2 आपको मिलेगा, एंड डेफिनेटली यू विल पास एग्जाम. coming this December. Only that the preparation, वही मेहनत हो जो हम मेहनत करते हैं. If you put in the same hard work,